Merci. Merci, merci.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my friends. Merci.
Thank you.
Merci, mes amis.
Thank you, my friends.
Thank you, my friends. Merci. Il y a plus de 100 ans,
over 100 years ago, a great Prime Minister, Wilfrid Laurier, spoke about sunny ways. He knew that politics could be a positive force, and that's the message that Canadians have sent today. Canadians have chosen change, a real change.
Sunny ways, my friends, sunny ways. This is what positive politics can do. This is what a positive, hopeful vision and a platform and a team together can make happen. Canadians from all across this great country sent a clear message tonight. It's time for a change in this country, my friends, a real change.
There's so many people to thank tonight. And I'll spend many times in the days coming to thank them, but I want to start by my own family. I'd like first to thank my family, Sophie, Xavier, Ella Grace, and Andrea. Thank you for allowing me to serve. Thank you, Sophie, for your strength, for your compassion, for your great soul, for your deep generosity. And to Xavier, Ella Grace, and Adrienne, who are now sleeping and will be with us tomorrow morning. My dear kids, we are entering into a new adventure together. And I can tell you now, there will be some tough times for you as children of a Prime Minister, but Daddy will be there for you, as you know.
Je veux aussi remercier
I also want to thank people who are trusting me since 2008, the people of Papineau.
Merci encore une fois de votre appui.
Thank you for your support. Once again, thank you for your trust. I will first and foremost be proud to represent you at the Commons.
Mes chers concitoyens de Papineau, vous m'aviez parlé.
Dear friends of Papineau, you spoke about the issues that were important to you. I heard you, and it helped me to become a better MP, to become a better leader, and this will help me to become a better Prime Minister. Thank you.
I also want to specifically thank my good friends, Katie Telford and Gerald Butts. Katie and Jerry are two of the smartest, toughest, hardest working people you will find anywhere. They share with me the conviction that politics doesn't have to be negative and personal to be successful, that you can appeal to the better angels of our nature and you can win while doing it. Tonight, my very good friends, we proved that. I hope it is an inspiration to like-minded people to step up and pitch in, to get involved in the public life of this country, and to know that a positive, optimistic, hopeful vision of public life isn't a naive dream. It can be a powerful force for change. And I also want to thank the incredible volunteers that made tonight happen. Over 80,000 Canadians got involved in the core of this campaign. They knocked on their neighbors' doors. They made phone calls. They sent emails. Hundreds of thousands more supported us actively with their friends and online. They convinced their neighbors and their families. And all of these people had one thing in common. They care deeply about their families, their communities, and their country. They believe that better is possible and that active citizens can play a real part in making it happen. Now, this movement we've built was fueled by these amazing volunteers, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Now, I want to take a moment to speak about my colleagues across the aisle. Tonight, I received phone calls from all of them, including from Mr. Harper. Stephen Harper has served this country for a decade, and as with anyone who has devoted their life to this country, we thank him for his service. Now, over the course of this campaign, I had the opportunity to have a couple of brief personal conversations with him about our families. It reminded me of the extraordinary and unique sacrifices that are made by anybody who serves this country at the highest levels. And I want to remind everyone, as I've said many times over the course of this campaign, Conservatives are not our enemies, they're our neighbors. Leadership is about bringing people of all different perspectives together.
I also want to honor Thomas Mulcair, who led a very vigorous campaign. He fought till the end, and to the militants of his party, I understand your disappointment tonight. Our party has experienced tough times not too long ago, so don't be discouraged. Our country needs citizens that are committed like you. Our country will be stronger. Thank you.
Now, you're all going to hear a lot tonight and tomorrow about me and about our campaign. Lots of people are going to have lots of opinions about why we were successful. Well, for 3 years, we had a very old-fashioned strategy. We met with and talked with as many Canadians as we could, and we listened. We won this election because we listened. We did the hard work of slogging it across the country. We met with hundreds of people in the dead of winter in the Arctic and with thousands of people in Brampton in the middle of this campaign. You built this platform. You built this movement. You told us what you need to be successful. You told us what kind of government you want, and we built the plan to make it happen. In coffee shops and in town halls, in church basements and in gurdwaras, you gathered. You spent time together with us. And you told us about the kind of country you want to build and leave to your children.
You have told us of your challenges in your daily lives. You've told us that it was becoming harder to meet both ends and to pay your bills at the end of the month. You told us that you were worried for your retirement. You told us that your communities needed investments. You told us that good jobs were rarer. You are the inspirations behind our program. You are the reason why we have worked so hard to reach the point we're at tonight. And you will always be at the heart of the government that we will form.
Over the past 3 years, you told us what you're going through. You told us that it's getting harder and harder to make ends meet, let alone to get ahead. You told us you're worried about whether you'll be able to afford a dignified retirement. You told us that your communities need investment. You told us you need a fair shot at better jobs. You are the inspiration for our efforts. You are the reason why we worked so hard to be here tonight, and you will be at the heart of this new government. So, my message to you tonight, my fellow citizens, is simple. Have faith in yourselves and in your country. Know that we can make anything happen if we set our minds to it and work hard. Ce n'est pas moi.
It is not me who wrote history tonight. You did it. Don't let people tell you the contrary. I know that I'm here tonight for one reason, because you have chosen me.
I didn't make history tonight. You did. And don't let anyone tell you any differently. I know that I am on stage tonight for one reason and one reason only, because you put me here. And you gave me clear marching orders. You want a government that works as hard as you do, one that is focused every minute of every day on growing the economy, creating jobs, and strengthening the middle class. One that is devoted to helping less fortunate Canadian families work their way into the middle class. You want a Prime Minister who knows Canada is a country strong, not in spite of our differences, but because of them. A PM who never seeks to divide Canadians, but takes every single opportunity to bring us together. You want a Prime Minister who knows that if Canadians are to trust their government needs to trust Canadians. A PM who understands that openness and transparency means better, smarter decisions. You want a Prime Minister that knows that a renewed nation-to-nation relationship with Indigenous peoples that respects rights and honors treaties must be the basis for how we work to close the gap and walk forward together. À mes compatriotes
to
québécois,
my Quebec compatriots,
ce soir,
tonight,
ensemble,
together,
nous avons choisi la
we have
voie de
chosen
l'engagement.
the way of
Nous avons
commitment.
choisi
We have
de
chosen
se réengager dans une politique
to
plus
recommit
rassembleuse,
in a
plus
politics
positive.
that
Nous
is
avons choisi
gathering
de se réengager
and
dans la
positive.
gouverne
We have
d'un pays
chosen to
pour qui
commit in the
reflète
governance
nos
of a country that
valeurs et nos
reflects our
ambitions.
values and our ambitions.
Nous avons choisi
We have
de
chosen
faire confiance
to trust
et d'investir
and to
ensemble
invest
dans notre avenir.
in
Au cours des 3
our
dernières
future.
années, j'ai passé
In the next
beaucoup
3
de temps
years,
à aller
in the
à
last
votre
3 years,
rencontre
I've spent much
et à vous
time to
écouter.
meet with you and
Vous
to
m'aviez
listen
dit
to you. You
que
told
vous
me
vouliez un
that you wanted a government
ouvert et
that was
transparent.
open and transparent,
Un gouvernement
a government
qui fait confiance en
that
ses citoyens,
trusted its
un
citizens,
gouvernement au
a government
service
that
de tous les
was
Canadiens
serving
et les
all
Canadiennes.
Canadians.
Ce soir,
Tonight,
c'est l'engagement que je prends devant
it's
vous.
the commitment
Je
I make
serai le
before
Premier
you.
ministre
I will be the
de
Prime
tous
Minister
les
of
Canadiens.
all Canadians.
Nous formerons un
We will
gouvernement
form a
intègre
government
qui
that will be
respectera les institutions,
a
et
government
qui
of
fera de la
integrity that will
collaboration
respect
avec les
institutions
provinces
and will
le
collaborate
principe
with the
premier de
provinces.
ses actions.
And this will be the first principle of its actions.
Chers amis québécois,
Dear Quebec friends,
merci.
thank you.
Ce soir,
Tonight,
le Canada retrouve un peu
Canada
de lui-même.
finds a
Ce
little bit of,
soir, le Québec
itself,
fait
and
un
tonight Quebec
véritable retour
is
au
really
gouvernement du Canada.
making a real return into the government of Canada.
Canadians have spoken. You want a government with a vision and an agenda for this country that is positive and ambitious and hopeful. Well, my friends, I promise you tonight that I will lead that government. I will make that vision a reality. I will be that Prime Minister. In this election, 1,792 Canadians stepped up, put their names on ballots and on lawn signs, and ran for office. 338 of them were chosen by you to be their voices in Ottawa, and I pledge tonight that I will listen to all of them. There are 1,000 stories I could share with you about this remarkable campaign, but I want you to think about one in particular. Last week, I met a young mum in St. Catharines, Ontario. She practices the Muslim faith. and was wearing a hijab. She made her way through the crowd and handed me her infant daughter. And as she leaned forward, she said something that I will never forget. She said she's voting for us because she wants to make sure that her little girl has the right to make her own choices in life and that her government will protect those rights. To her, I say this: you and your fellow citizens have chosen a new government, a government that believes deeply in the diversity of our country. We know in our bones that Canada was built by people from all corners of the world who worship every faith, who belong to every culture, who speak every language. Believe in our hearts that this country's unique diversity is a blessing bestowed upon us by previous generations of Canadians. Canadians who stared down prejudice and fought discrimination in all its forms. We know that our enviable, inclusive society didn't happen by accident and won't continue without effort. I have always known this. Canadians know it too. If not, I might have spoken earlier this evening and given a very different speech. Have faith in your fellow citizens, my friends. They are kind and generous. They are open-minded and optimistic. And they know in their heart of hearts that a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian. Mes amis,
my friends,
nous avons battu
we have defeated fear with hope.
Nous avons battu le
we have defeated cynicism
avec le travail acharné.
With hard work.
Nous avons battu la
we have defeated the negative politics with a vision that was gathering and positive.
My friends, we beat fear with hope. We beat cynicism with hard work. We beat negative, divisive politics with a positive vision that brings Canadians together. Most of all, we defeated the idea that Canadians should be satisfied with less, that good enough is good enough, and that better just isn't possible. Well, my friends, this is Canada, and in Canada, better is always possible. Thank you.